It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we've got the Panthers' creative quarterback. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Panthers and the Saints on EA Sports.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Tee, we're set for football, and we are underway from the Superdome. And it's a pretty good return here as we'll get this up to the 29. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they'll be let out by their 6-year quarterback.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. To throw, Young. Downfield, and he's got Olave. Down the left sideline. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. A big-time play there for New Orleans. And even 60 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Saints need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Groupie able to add the PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 18 carries, 102 yards.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. They'll look to throw here on first down. That's taken in. It's Xavier Legette. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will. The Panthers at 10-5 to start play. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. 14 yards that time for number 14.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end. They'll look to throw now on first down. Being chased out left. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. A great effort there. 28 yards. And the Panthers respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Now the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. 5 plays there on that drive. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
You look at this Carolina defense. They were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
If I'm playing quarterback against this team, after what I saw on film where they had 5 picks last week, all I'm thinking about is taking care of the football, being very...
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. Amari Barno in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. Out of the gun, it's Young. Dancing to his left. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. Throwing, Young. They'll find Shaheed out to the right. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass in the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw. When they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations, ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Young now. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 3rd and 4 now. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always say, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning pop.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. 36 yards. And the Saints have taken the lead. The point after, good by Groupie. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. The Panthers offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. Now, he's had a knack for finding the end zone all season long. His numbers reflect that. Here we are in the month of December, and he sits atop the NFL leaderboard in terms of rushing touchdowns. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
On first down, he'll drop to throw.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. These two teams, they met in Charlotte earlier in the year with the Panthers coming out on top. So they'll be looking for the win here in New Orleans to complete the season sweep. Now a 2nd and 10.
Now a first carry here for the running back.
And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
11 yards and a Panther first down.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. And you look at this Saints defense.
Against the pass, just numbers that they haven't liked. Number 30 in the league right now.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Holding offense.
So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just looking the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Operating from the gun, Sellers. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
That is caught. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Got a man, that's Leggett.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 15-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skill showing the power, but just not much room to operate. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's going to ball his way in for a Panther score. A great effort there with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the third most in a single year.
And the Panthers are an extra point away from drawing level.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now, they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
A give right side for Gibbs.
Oh, he shifts past him. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Holding offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
Second down.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Now Young. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
Amari Barno. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Gets this complete to Shaheed.
So he stopped for no gain. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Here's Daniel Whelan now.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Off play action. Sellers rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. 62 yards.
And the Panthers are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here.
They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10.
Now Young. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Slant pass complete to Olave.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. The offense on third down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Young to throw it.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. And here's Daniel Whelan on now to punt.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Oh, and that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss.
It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Off the play fake. Sellers. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
He lets it go deep for Olave.
And he's got it. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Chris Olave.
54 yards.
And the Saints are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Groupie able to add the PAT.
And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43.
Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack.
57 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep...
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line.
So that play, I mean, it was pretty well blown up from the start, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, when you're running the option like that as a quarterback, you have so many different keys and reads to make that sometimes as you're making them, you're not protecting the ball the way you should, and it gets popped free.
Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant. And he's brought down. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Remember on their last drive, they had that pass play for a touchdown, and here they come out firing again. This play's not quite as good in the end result, but still good enough for a quick first down.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Young will set to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Johnson. That'll give him 8 that time, and that will bring up 3rd and 1.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Let's go.
Here is Young. And it's caught. Touchdown, Saints. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints have moved out in front.
The point after, good by Groupie.
And they will take a 7-point lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field.
They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen, put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Off play action. Sellers. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
From the gun on 3rd down. Sellers.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
And a quick shuffle pass here is complete. Showed that brute strength, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Second and 6.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Back to throw again.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
So nothing doing there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
Off the play fake. Sellers. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And a lot of being a defender is being able to learn what you can and can't get away with when in man coverage. In this case, he got away with it and he'll pop that ball free.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Flushed out right. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Xavier Legette in the final seconds of the first half. And the Panthers have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. Extra point right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So the late touchdown ties things as they will kick this one away in the final stages of the half. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he brings it back. Can you believe it? An offensive disaster on the final play of the first half.
They just had to hold on to the ball.
So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place.
All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Panthers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
yeah, not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about saying defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll send the slot in motion left. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
Back to throw. Sellers. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
2nd and 11.
Operating from the gun, Sellers. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Will McDonald collapses the pocket and drops him for a loss of 3. So here's a 3rd and 14.
Looking to throw, Sellers.
And he's caught. He finds his big target, Leggett.
And he's finally taken down, but not before he reaches the 14.
A gain of 55 yards. First down, Carolina.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Back to throw. Sellers. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You're talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out. Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Panthers go up by 2 touchdowns.
Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now up to 14. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Now the focus goes back to Chris Olave, the Saints offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Young. Pressure comes, and down he goes.
Amari Barno
able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Young working out of the gun.
That'll be taken in by Shaheed. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury.
From the shotgun, it's Young.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these... A little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
Throwing to start the drive. Sellers. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
The numbers throwing the ball have been great. He's up over 300 yards now for the game.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. Oh, and that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. In motion goes the tight end. 2nd and 13.
Got a man. That's Liggett.
And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 18. A gain there of 21 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd. 2nd and 5. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete.
And the Panthers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
It's been all passing all the time on this drive. 5 for 5, and now 1st and goal.
Feels like a case of until they stop us, we might as well keep running the offense that we like to run. Don't change up and do something different just because you think you need to.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Panthers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
And down to a knee. That's one way to call a play. And he is not going to get in there. He stopped short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 6.
Now a handoff running through the middle.
He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A 1-yard gain brings up 3rd and 6.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. Looking to throw, Young.
Got an open man, it's Olave.
And he makes it all the way down to the 19. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 53 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Young to throw it.
That's Olave bringing in another one. And the Saints are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown.
Bryce Young
taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Saints have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Groupie able to add the PAT.
And that cuts this lead down to 13.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. Thinking first downs to keep up with your theme there, playing keep away. First downs, they can't touch the ball.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Hansen.
And his defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
And this is the worry, because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
And left side here, it's Graham. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
They'll run on first down. Hansen
will get this up to the 47 and brought down there. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
First down, Panthers.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
He's going to handle it on the touch pass. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
Now the ball comes loose.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
That takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
You have to like the play call because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just...
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 6.
Here's Young from the shotgun. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 44-yard line. Throwing, Young. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
From the 38 now, here's a 2nd down and 4.
Again, it's Young. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Young. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked up by Brandon Stevens.
And the Panthers are going to take possession.
It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Panther. As we welcome you back, and no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merritt.
A tone setter on defense. They pick off the first pass. I had to look down, but yeah, no interceptions last week, so they made up for lost time.
Boy, did they ever. And when you pick up...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
It's Joshua Williams with a pick.
And the Panthers are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense. But they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line.
The Saints offense and Bryce Young headed back on. Here's 1st and 10.
Ready.
Here's Young.
And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Young to throw. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
That is caught.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
Here's 1st and goal.
And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute.
The point after, good by Groupie.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Well, taking that knee, maybe just a sigh of relief. They withstood a big 4th quarter comeback. Able to hold on, though.
Certainly looked like they had things going their way, didn't it? In the 4th quarter, they had to just hold on. As you said, furious assault on them, but they were able to get it done, take a knee, and head to the locker room with a win.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Carolina,
they improved to 11-5 now with 1 week remaining.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Till next time, we say so long from the Bayou.